Hello, everyone. Give you guys a minute to get in here. We have some definite, delay going on. Let's see if we can. That can fix itself. That'd be great. If that could just fix itself. We've had a couple really good streams where everything stayed nice and crisp and clean. So I guess we were due for a blurry one. Hi, Carol. Hi, Karen. How are you girls doing tonight? Okay. We have a beautiful bundle. Let me take off my watch so it doesn't bang on my glass mat. Hurt anything? Hello, Sandy. Hey, Shalana. Okay, tonight's project and stuff, we're going to have some fun. So let's start with the bundle and go through everything, and then we'll get right into it. So we have some alabaster cardstock in tonight's bundle. We have some card bases. We have some aqua pigments in blue, sterling, and pearl. We have the Forever Yours 6x6 paper pad, which is so gorgeous. And my favorite sentiment stamp ever, which is Sharon's Script. This is my favorite sentiment stamp. I love it so much. And then we have some brand new products. We get to play with new products again. So we have the Flying Bunnies stamp set. I mean, Flying Bunnies. And the coordinating stencil. I love flying bunnies. We're going to have some fun with these bunnies. We're going to do something quite a little bit different with them. And I'm going to show you how you can take this stamp set, which is very kind of on theme for holidays. And we're going to, for Easter, we're going to flip it on its head and create something completely different with it. So let's start with our alabaster cardstock. So I'm going to take about half a piece because when I stencil, I know that I need a way bigger piece of paper than just the size of my stencil because I turn my stencil and move it around and all that. For tonight's project, we're going to use some toilet paper. Or not toilet paper. Oh, you could use toilet paper if this is paper towel, though. But either way, toilet paper, paper towel, you're good. We're going to use paper towel. And also a little mister or any kind of water sprayer, spritzer thing. We need some of that, too. So if you're old like me, then you remember that back in the 90s, you would sponged walls were all the rage. You know, when you take your paint and you put a color on, and then you come in with those big sea sponges and you dip it in the white and you smush it down on the paint, right? And you'd make it like have all that pretty texture. That was like a whole thing. I remember one of my childhood friends and I, in my teenage years, we stayed up super late one night and we did my whole bedroom. We painted it and we had like these old school stencils and we stenciled it and we did that whole painting funness on here. So what we're going to use tonight, what we're going to do tonight to create this little sky background is going to mimic or kind of be the same type of thing, but we're going to use paper towels. That was the whole point of my little rant there, in case you were wondering. Okay, so I have my stencil on my alabaster cardstock. We're going to use a good bit of water, but it's going to aqua pigments dry really quick. So I don't even have to invoke the magic of TV. We're going to do this, set it aside to dry. It'll be dry by the time we finish the other parts of our card. Pretty cool. All right, paper towels. 3 little half sheets will work for you. Yep, that's exactly. What's funny, Sandy? What is funny, Sandy, is that those are the exact colors that I did my bedroom in. Yep, peach and mint. Those were the colors. That was everywhere. Yes, Pam, the video quality is real bad. I'm hoping that it can fix itself, but I'm going to try to go through what I'm doing step by step. There is no rhyme or reason to why. Sometimes we have lovely, crisp, clean streams, and sometimes we don't. It's, Restream and YouTube. And we've had some really good ones. The last couple streams have been really crisp and clear. So, of course, we were due for a blurry one. Okay, so I'm taking this sheet of paper towel. This is just paper towels. Paper towels from your kitchen works. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to fold it up like this. And then I'm going to roll it. I'm sorry it's blurry, but I can't do anything about it. So I am still using up my old school aqua pigments, but the ones that you'll receive in the bundle are the amazing new school aqua pigments. I'm going to put just a bit of aqua pigment down here. And then I'm going to add a spritz of water or 2, just a spritz or 2. That's good. Then we're going to take our folded up paper towel. We're going to dip it in and we're going to sponge it onto our alabaster cardstock. And this is going to look really saturated and bright, but couple of things to note. First thing to note, it will dry back. Second thing to note, and this is kind of the most important part, we're going to layer pearl and sterling on top of this. So when we're all finished, our finished panel is not going to be this blue. Yeah, what Penny said. Usually if it starts out kind of blurry, after a while it kind of straightens itself out. This stencil is a bit of delicate, so you'll see as I do this that I'm kind of pushing down on certain areas so I don't get ink where I don't want it. So we need just a touch more, and when I say just a touch, I mean literally a touch, like a drop. And this dries pretty quick. If you, for any reason, should have any kind of like water pooling or it seems like it's too wet, I'm unrolling the paper towel and rolling it back so I have a dry area here. And I'm going to go over the whole thing. That will lift away anything that's still damp. If you have aqua pigment that's kind of on your stencil, it'll grab that. And it's going to look really blue, but it's only going to look really blue till we start layering our other colors on top of it. Yeah, Karen, I know, I'm doing my best. Penny's right. Quite often it'll fix itself, but it's nothing on my end, and there's nothing I can do about it. When I look through my camera, it's crisp and clean and totally fine. It's just the way the stream is going tonight. Okay. Sandy says, could you use a fingertip dauber instead? Just curious. That's an excellent question. I think you could if you wanted to. Maybe a sponge would work. I feel like because this is a watercolor medium and we're adding water, I feel like if you used a fingertip dauber, you wouldn't quite get the look you're going for. I kind of feel like when you have this like nice dry porous surface of like a tissue, it kind of would work a little bit better than a fingertip dauber. But if you, I mean, I've never tried it, so go for it. Maybe it would be lovely. And then Sandy asked, did you use watercolor cardstock? Nope. I used the Bruce Monroe Alabaster cardstock that is in tonight's specially priced bundle. Now we're going to do Pearl. And you kind of saw I went ahead and chit-chatted with you a little bit and let this sit for just a beat or two. It's already dry. I'm telling you, aqua pigments are the best at the whole drying thing. This is not heavy water, so you don't need a real, like you don't need a watercolor cardstock, or you can, there's very little water in this, so it will dry and it'll be just fine. So coming in with the Pearl, and this will, you can see, it will pick up some of that blue, which is totally fine. And I'm keeping the Pearl aqua pigments to right around the clouds. And your hands will get messy doing this. Absolutely. This is not for the faint of heart, but so much fun. Okay, so just around our clouds. And I'm putting a pretty thick amount on here because Pearl Aqua Pigment is my favorite ever. So in the description box below, you will find a link to tonight's special bundle. Like most of the bundles this month that include lots of fun new products, this bundle is only 15% off. So it's not as big a discount as we've had on bundles in the past, but still awesome and still a discount. So perfect. If you buy it in the bundle, you are still saving saving money on brand new product instead of buying them individually. Okay, here we go. Then we're going to take our last piece. We're going to do the same thing now. First, I'm going to flip this around to the other side, kind of grab anything that hasn't soaked into the paper, anything that's dry. And then we're going to come in with the silver. Hi, Candy. I'm so glad you're here tonight. How are you doing? So we're going to go ahead. We're going to take, same thing. We're going to make a third one now. Same thing, just paper towels from your kitchen. The only difference is I'm going to really incorporate the sterling, really get it mixed together. And I'm not going to add water to the sterling. So we're going to have a really kind of bold silver. And our blurriness is not getting better. Come on, YouTube. All right. We're going to go ahead and get our aqua pigment. And again, not going to add water to this one. I want full strength silver. I'm just going to drop it in here. And I'm going to cover this whole panel with the silver. And the silver, the full strength silver, is really going to dull down and help our background here to look like a sky. And not a stormy sky, but like a nice sky. A pretty sky, warm sky. Sometimes with this blue, you can get something that looks really stormy because of how bright it can get. But the pearl and the silver is really going to help that. Okay. Again, any extra water, because we're just using alabaster cardstock. We're not using the watercolor or the Not Your Mama's, which you totally could. But I wanted to do it with just the regular alabaster to show you that it'll work, to show you that you can do it. This is plenty good cardstock. So there is our reveal. Oh, that's a good idea, Sandy. I wonder if the replay would be not what if the replay will be blurry? I'm not sure how that works. Okay, so let me catch the light here. Even if it's blurry, you can totally see that shimmer. So we're going to set that aside and let it dry. And it'll dry pretty quick. And then we can start cutting and working with the rest of our things here. So thanks to Candy's replay, or thanks to Candy's live on Friday, I now have an urge to seriously cut apart the packaging papers on all of my Brutus Monroe paper packs. So we need this one. We need this one. I'm going to flip through these so you can get an idea for all the patterns. This is the one. Thanks to Candy. I want to take all of these now and cut them apart. We're going to do it. It's going to happen. And we're going to take this one. So these are going to be the 3 patterns that we're going to use tonight. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog barking. I wish that they understand what I was telling them when I say, please be quiet. I'm doing a live on YouTube, but they don't. Sandy says she might be addicted to videos. Brutus Monroe lives 5 times a week. I know, right? And then you feel super bad when you have to miss one. I know I feel super bad. But I caught Candy's this week, and I caught Walter and Sean's on Wednesday, but I missed both of Christopher's lives this past week. So we'll have to see what the coming week brings. Just as an aside, I am a girl who loves mod design. Like, I love it, right? Like that whole like 50s modern. And we're going to use the gingham, but check out the other side of this paper. Like, it is just awesome. And it has all those little like I don't know what they are, but it's so cool. I love it. It screams 50s mod, which is all me. Okay, so I'm going to cut this at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And this is going to be like our little card paste. It's going to go right. So we're doing an edge to edge card. We're not going to have like a white border or anything. Make sure that's right. Okay. And then we're going to get out my handy dandy circle punch from Creative Memories. That's older than dirt. Older than dirt. It's probably as old as my oldest child, and he will be 25 in May. So, you know. And you still got a He-Man. We had a whole conversation about this one night too. One of my lives. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to punch 1 small heart and 1 large heart from this. If you're using dies, you need a 1 1/4 circle and a 1 1/2 circle. Those are the measurements. It does kind of, I can see the Jetsons there. I was also a big Jetsons girl when I was little. So they keep redoing movies, right? Like they're redoing all the Disney movies, and we need to redo the Jetsons and He-Man. Just saying. Or not He-Man, but the girl. Shira? Yeah. Don't mind me rambling on about 80s cartoons I grew up on. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer these on top of each other. So you want the 2 patterns, and they're going to alternate. And the only thing I will say is because both these papers we're doing have hearts on them, just make sure your hearts are facing the right way. Especially like you'll be able to tell pretty easily for the heart that's in the front, but for the one that's in the back, I almost put my hearts on upside down. And that's not good. Okay. And then we're going to do this one. So you will end up with 2 little circles. And we're going to set those aside. Now let's talk about these bunnies. So I wanted to create a card tonight that would be off theme. So the stamp set has the Easter sentiments on it, and the bunnies have the little Easter egg balloon. And I like to use stamps like this and do something completely different with them. So we are not making an Easter card, because I feel like if you're going to invest in a stamp set or products, you should have a couple different ways to use it, more than just how it was intended. So what I did was I stamped the bunny stamp, but you'll notice I didn't stamp the top of the stamp at all. And I didn't color the top of the stamp. I just colored the bottom of the bunnies, and I just stamped the bottom of the bunnies. So you could, if you are very much anti-fussy cutting, there is a coordinating die, and you could go ahead. You can line the die up, and then you just have a little bit to kind of hack off the balloon from the bunnies. But it does give a white border, and I wanted less of a white border. So we are going to, I know, but it's okay. This is quick and easy fussy cutting. Quick and easy. If this took a long time, I would have done it off camera, but it really, really is quick and easy. Super quick and easy. You can do this. So just whatever coloring medium is your favorite coloring medium. I stamped the bunnies with the Raven Detail ink, which is my favorite product that Brutus Monroe makes, hands down. It is quite literally the only black ink I will use. And I stamped just the bottom part of the bunny with the Raven Detail black ink, and then we're going to fussy cut it. Basically, the biggest reason why fussy cutting is better than die cutting in this particular thing, if you haven't figured out what we're going to do yet, we're going to take this bunny image and we're going to put it onto those pattern paper circles that we punched. And it just looks better to have your cut line be right up against your stamp line without any kind of white border. It's okay on the sides, but at the top where the cute little bunnies are touching the balloon, it just looks better, more cohesive, like it all belongs together when there's no white border around the top of the bunnies. Sandy, I feel like you and I were of the same cartoon generation. So we have one little bunny. And what is really cool, and it took me a little while to figure out what circle to use, but that Creative Memories cut, so that 1.5-inch circle is the perfect sized circle for the bottom of the bunnies. Johnny Quest. So I never watched. Penny says the best cartoons were Johnny Quest and Scooby-Doo. I never watched Johnny Quest. I do know who Johnny Quest is, so I'm familiar, but we never watched it. Now Scooby-Doo we watched. Scooby-Doo is awesome. So, let me. Penny says she may have a DVD, just saying. You know what? So, who still has DVDs? That's my question, because we, wow, like, I want to say close to 8 or 9 years ago, we got rid of all of our DVDs and DVD players. We don't have anything. All we stream. If we want to watch a movie, we find it and stream it. We have bought a couple digital movies too. So we have those. But my sister, who's younger than me, which makes this even funnier, she does Blu-rays. But I don't feel like, did they even catch on really? Anyway, maybe I'm just crazy. But oh, okay. Yeah, my sister has a DVD player in her van. Maybe that's why she still has them. Okay, so next we want to get the glue onto the back of our bunnies so we can line them up. And then they will stay. I want these all to look like one piece because I'm going to pop them up onto our sky background. And I want them to be all one piece. So there's our little bunnies. So cute. These are so, so cute. And I will be sure tomorrow to post these in the Brutus Monroe Facebook group. So that if you're watching this in the future and it's still blurry, because YouTube hates me tonight. That's a good idea, Penny. She said she still with VCR so they can convert the old family videotapes. You know what's we never had I got into scrapbooking when I got married and my kids were born, and I scrapbooked. We never had videos. Nothing. We never did videos for our kids because I always felt like I took so many pictures and scrapbooked everything with so many pictures. And a video camera seemed like unnecessary technology we didn't need because I was scrapbooking everything. And I quickly learned how much I loved paper and paints and stickers, and that I loved them more than the idea of investing in a VCR or on a tape or video camera. Okay. I know. I am strange. So this is dry now, and I'm going to cut it down quite a bit. But again, see how quick it dried? Like, dry. We're going to have to fight with my paper trimmer a little bit because it really needs the blade changed, but I just haven't done it yet. So we are going to cut this at 4. Actually, is it 4? It's close to 4. So it's not quite 100% 4. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just coming a little bit within where the stenciling is, and just cutting it right inside where the stencil is. So it comes to a little bit, just a touch smaller than 4 by 5 1/4. So the stencil is made. The stencil is made to go with the bunnies with the big egg balloon. So if you look at the stencil, there are sections where it looks a little funky and where the clouds look like they just stop, right? So this area here is kind of strange, that area there. Don't fret, because we're about to cover all of that up. And then those areas that look a little off, gone. I guess it's still blurry. Oh well, we'll survive. The horror persists, but so do I. So we're going to use some wet glue. I love this conversation we're having this evening. So cool. It's like a little retro conversation. Yes, Shelly, I'm so sorry it's blurry. There is nothing I can do about it. It's just, it's YouTube and lives, and that's just some days it's good, some days it's not. That being said, I will say the last couple weeks, and I said this earlier, the last couple weeks of lives have been perfect. So we were kind of due for a blurry one. Yeah, it's getting a little better. Okay, so we're going to just go ahead. I'm just pushing this down, make sure it's nice and flat, because we are just using alabaster cardstock, right? A specialty cardstock, and it takes water just fine, but it will warp a little bit. So I'm just giving it some pressure to get it right down onto our paper. And then we're going to pop up our butterflies, our flying bunnies. So let's talk for a minute about this sentiment set that's in the bundle tonight. So this is one of my favorite sentiment sets. We're just gonna wrap. It is called Sharon's Script. Let me grab one of these. You can see that it is one of my favorites because it is well loved and well used. So the sentiments on here are happy birthday, hi, with deepest sympathy, congratulations, just a note, miss you, thinking of you, get well soon, good luck, happy anniversary, best wishes, mom, dad, sorry for your loss, smile, and hello. So you've pretty much got all your bases covered. And this font is so sweet and so elegant. I love it. So we are going to use this just a note sentiment. I'm going to pop this up here. And we're going to snuggle it in right down here. Hold on a second. Let me grab my stick and stamp mat because we need something a little bit stickier for our project tonight. Because we do have the media on our card base. So we're going to snuggle our sentiment down here. Now, depending on what sentiment you use, you could also snuggle it in up here if you want, but I really like how it looks down here in the bottom left. We'll use our Raven ink, and I'm going to stamp this a couple of times to get it really crisp and clean and bold and black. Yeah, Penny, I love Sharon's script too. It's like, it is mwah, chef's kiss. I just love it. It's so good. And I know I've used it before on some of my cards for my lives, but this is the first time I was able to get it into a bundle. Okay. So there we go. Let me pull this off of my stick and stamp mat. So I keep the blending buddy on my stick and stamp mat at all times because I have 3 dogs. And once you get your stick and stamp mat, once you get too much dog hair on your stick and stamp mat, your stick and stamp mat is not good anymore. Ask me how I know. So we're going to take some foam adhesive, which, wait, did it come back in stock? I don't think it did it? No. I feel like I would have seen that because everyone would have been yelling it, yelling from the rooftops. But I didn't get around too much last week. So we're going to I'm going to cut these little foam pieces into teeny tiny little pieces so that my bunnies are really nice and adhered down. I'm going to cut these into teeny tiny little pieces. So if you want to make my cute little bunny card, in the description box below, you'll find a link to the bundle, which is all the products I've used all together in one lovely set for a 14% discount, I believe is the discount for tonight. And there's also a link in the description box to a collection where each product is individually listed out. So if you have some of these products, but you just want that one last little one or two, so you can recreate your card at home. You can grab just a couple of the products. And there's also a discount code down in the description box that you can use. I don't think it'll give you a discount on already discounted products because you can't double dip. But it is an affiliate link and an affiliate code, which means that if you use the code or the link, it lets Christopher know that I'm doing an amazing job showing you guys how to use awesome products. And he knows where the sale came from. And then I also earn a small commission. So that's pretty awesome. So there is my little bumped up bunny. Now we'll get the other one here. And I think it's so awesome that like all of a sudden, those little strange areas are just gone. I didn't think so, Penny. I felt like if it had come back in stock, like I said, if it had come back in stock, everyone would have been shouting it from the rooftops, and I would have known. I would have seen a post or something somewhere letting me know. But I'm sure it will. I know that it's on its way. It's coming. It's coming. Which is good because I bought both rolls when it was first released, which was July. And I'm just now getting low. So that lets you know how long it lasts. I mean, I scrapbook a lot. Sandy, Sandy said she was so rebellious. See, I was not rebellious. I was not rebellious at all. I was the girl the rebellious girls picked on. Okay. Hardest part of the foam tape is all the release papers. Okay, so let's get our bunny here close to the other bunny balloon, but not touching. And a little bit further down. So it covers up that wonky edge down there. There you go. And there is our little card for tonight. Now I can just pop it onto a card base, which is also included in tonight's bundle. So, and another, probably my second favorite product from British Monroe are these card bases. I was always very much the girl who made her own card bases, but these are so nice. Because I don't like the real thin. Have you ever gotten card bases and they're made of like really thin paper? This is gorgeous thick paper. And since I put all the medium on this and it still seems to want to be just a little warpy, which you will have, and it's totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and use wet glue on everything. So it gets nice and adhered down. There we go. And of course, I made two. So I have one right here all finished up. that is going to be tonight's card project. I'm so sorry it's blurry, but I will take so many photos for you guys, and I will put it all into the Burtis Monroe Facebook group tomorrow, and you will have the best photos so that you can recreate this card if you want. But just look at that. Look at how it shimmers. Like, it's so cool, that background. Thank you so much, Penny. All right, everyone, you have a fabulous evening. Hopefully this will be our last blurry one for a while, and now we get good ones for a couple weeks. I'll talk to you all again really soon, guys. Bye.